It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, I was on LinkedIn this morning and I ran across a post that was put out there by a fellow named Kenneth Edmonds. If you're in the document imaging channel, you know Kenneth. He helps service departments deliver better service. He helps train your technicians. But he put this post on LinkedIn. I'm going to pull it up. And it was a podcast that he had done. You know, and he's talking about customer service, how to improve customer service. But he asked a question as he posted. He said, how can you improve your customer service? Question mark. And then he answered that question by saying, ask the hard questions. And Kenneth is spot on. Ask the hard questions. I put a comment on that post, so let me pull up my comment. And I said to him, I said, Kenneth, good stuff. The industry has avoided the tough questions for years. Hopefully our friends will not only ask tough questions, but also expand where they search for the answers. Most importantly, pay attention to the customers in the marketplace they serve and stop creating deliverables and strategies which don't align with market realities. Can we stop doing that in 2021? Can we stop meeting in our conference rooms talking about how we're going to sell managed print services like it's still 2000? Can we stop meeting in our conference rooms talking about print in a way that it was supposed to be delivered in the 1980s or 90s? And can we start talking about market realities and transitions into IT? Can we start asking each other tough questions? Can we start, really scrutinizing the way we're paying our reps? Can we do all the tough stuff? Because it's the tough stuff that'll give you the information. That'll give you the information to navigate to success. Continuing in the appeasement mode, let's just ask questions we already know the answers to. Let's just ask the questions that verify what we're still trying to do makes sense even though it doesn't. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because the industry's got to start asking some tough questions of their manufacturers. If you're a dealer, you better start asking some tough questions of your manufacturers because the manufacturers are under stress. They're under deep stress. The market has shifted in a way that's not conducive to anything those manufacturers thought when 2020 started. And as the market continues to decline, the manufacturers are going to make some decisions. And when I say look in new places and explore, new venues for information, I think everybody in the document imaging channel ought to pay attention to the Bloomberg reports more. They ought to read these things. Because sometimes you read about the manufacturers in our industry and you would think that it was, 1980. You think everything's just perfectly fine, fantastic. Of course, there is the end of the day with Ray that tries to, bring some balance to that. But ladies and gentlemen, I saw this article in Bloomberg, and it was about the stock market in Japan, and they were talking about the winners and the losers. And we've had winners and losers in the American stock market too. But this was an interesting article because it got into our space. One of the manufacturers is in the list of the losers. That's not my word, that's Bloomberg's word. Maybe we could call them underperformers, make them feel good, who knows. But in that list, my friends, is Konica Minolta. And I'm not saying this to dig on Konica Minolta. I'm saying this to bring some reality to where we're at as an industry. And what it says here is Konica Minolta posted a 6th straight annual decline. It's 6th straight annual decline. The worst performer in Japan's office equipment space. The worst performer in Japan's office equipment space. The multi-year shift toward paperless offices was given an extra push in 2020 by the increase in work-from-home trend. Konica Minolta's year really doesn't end until the end of March. They're not on a calendar year. Where are they going to be at the end of March? And Konica Minolta's not the only one in bad shape, folks. All the manufacturers took some big hits. But we have to start asking some questions of these manufacturers. How's this going to affect our business relationship with them? Is it? A while back I suggested this. Remember that video? I talked about Xerox and Konica coming together. I don't like to predict things. I like to come up with some possibilities that usually become probabilities. But reality is that's a great mix. When Konica Minolta's looking at, horrific numbers, stockholders getting upset, what do you think's going to happen? They got to lower costs. Manufacturers can't lower any more costs where they make things, or the manufacturing plants. They're pretty efficient at that. They've been efficient at that, and they get more efficient every year with AI and technologies. So the only place a manufacturer can cut costs is where? It's in the go-to-market strategy. It's in selling. They have to reduce the cost to sell the equipment to end users. Remember Ricoh what was it, 2018, 2017? We're going to give back our direct offices to the dealers. Let's just make them some great deals and get out of that business. Let's just be the manufacturer. We'll keep a few offices, but we'll let the dealers sell the equipment because they can do it, and we don't have all that cost associated with it, but we still got our products in the end user's office. That's why Konica and Xerox make so much damn sense. John Vicentine, call up Konica. The bottom line is, folks, there has to be some changes as we move forward. And we have to start asking tough questions of our manufacturers. All our manufacturers. And we have to start asking tough questions of our teams. All of our teams. And we have to start asking tough questions of our industry analysts. Hard, tough questions. We don't need to live in a copy-paste environment. We don't need to live in a copy-paste environment as we go into 2021. Let's grab some brochures off someone's site and post them on there and talk about how great everything's going to be. Talk about the products that we're going to go sell in the marketplace. We're trying to pivot and change and transition. The document imaging channel has to transition. Has to transition. If the manufacturers, they don't have to do anything. Keep making print equipment. Consolidate amongst each other. But those dealerships, those businesses that are built to sell products and services to end users, you better start expanding the portfolio. Because we all know that print's declining, right? So Kenneth, I know you didn't know I was going to do this video and mention you, but I appreciate you inspiring me because we know we have to ask tough questions. Because it's through those tough questions that we'll get the answers to navigate for a better future. Because my friends, we all know this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.